All right, so welcome one and all. Now we're live. Yes, we do apologize for this a short delay. We had some technical issues here, but magically we're back.
Yeah, as always, Estelle likes to joke, but we are all working for a software development company, and we all always have some issues with all these tools.
And there's always some space for improvement. There's always something to do for the IT specialists. That's the thing. All right, we are here with the Symphony Persona Live. This is an online talk show where we meet amazing symphonians and hope to learn some cool personal stories and have some good-natured fun. And we are live from Symphony Solutions office in Lviv, and I'm thrilled to introduce to you we call her a heavyweight champion of our company. So tonight, she's set to unveil the secret tales from clients' visit in Amsterdam, taking us on a thrilling journey. But that's not all. In her remarkable career, she's conquered the corporate arena with 8 years and 5 promotions, fearlessly piloted the skies despite a fear of heights, and provided a loving home for 6 cats. She's a Formula One enthusiast and so much more. Our extraordinary guest today is the Engagement Center Director at Symphony Solutions, the unstoppable Iryna Gavryliuk. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thanks, Vadya. Nothing to add even. Too much blush. Yeah, but thank you a lot. I'm very pleased to be here. And, my mom is now visiting me, and she and my father, they are my biggest fans. And they know about this initiative that Symphony has, the Symphony Persona Live. And my mom, she was sitting and counting who is now streamed, and when I will be on the screen, and why I am not now on the screen. Oh, Ksenia, and she likes Ksenia, and Ksenia knows it. Hi, Ksenia. And she was like, okay, I hope that next time you will be exactly after Ksenia. So I am more than pleased to be here as your guest. I hope that we will have a super interesting conversation. I've got a lot of topics and even some pictures, guys. I just tried if I can share the screen and show the pictures. So I hope that everything works, and I will be able to show you some important parts of my life.
Well, everything's going to have to work from now on.
Should, yeah.
Honestly, God, I am so happy we're online. And yes, congratulations to your mother seeing you on our show. We are so happy to have you on the show. Hello to your beautiful mommy down there. In the comments on YouTube, you can, by the way, say hi to the beautiful mother of our guest. And not only, please traditionally let us know where exactly are you watching us from, which country, which city, which part of the world. And follow us down in comments, comment, actually. We have lots to talk about. We have so many topics to cover. But firstly, just to warm you up, we have some traditions here on the show. And one of them is playing the Never Have I Ever game. What do you think about that?
Yeah, to reveal some of the secrets, right? Instantly.
Yes, maybe.
Let's see.
Okay, so we're playing the Never Have I Ever game with our beautiful guest, Iryna Gavryliuk. The rules are simple. You just spread your 5 fingers like that. I will state something you have supposedly never have done before. If you have done it, though, you just put 1 finger down. That is clear. So, never have I ever danced like nobody is watching in an empty room.
Of course I did, not once. And when it happened?
When was last time?
Yeah, actually it had really nice purpose. Because I had a friend when I was a teenager, and she said that she's going to lose some weight while she is dancing, like a lot. And she said, since you have to put all this, plastic bags on you with something to make you lose weight, of course, you wouldn't like anyone to see you dancing in such a suit. So, of course, I was at home alone. I was alone in the room, and I was dancing, and it was not only once, just for the being more fit purposes. So, yes, I did. All of the rest of the moments when I was dancing like no one is watching were public.
It was okay. Thank God I haven't seen those. I really would love to see you dancing at least once. Next one here. Never have I ever taken a selfie with a celebrity.
Not that it was a celebrity, I guess. I had selfie with Klitschko.
Ksenia Kobrin counts, by the way.
Then we have a lot of selfies, really. And also from some nice events. Yeah, but that was, again, when I was a teenager, I was visiting my aunt in Kyiv, and she is a director of a museum. And there, Klitschko was, showing all his trophies and so on and so on. So, and I, of course, took the opportunity and made a photo with him as a selfie. If he counts as a celebrity.
That counts. Okay, here's, it's the holiday season, and one of those holidays, not all people recognize it as a holiday, but it's very, very soon. So this next one here is, never have I ever dressed up in a wild costume for a party.
No, I'm not CEO of a PAM, unfortunately, who did this not once, right? But no, I haven't. Unfortunately, I don't have such nice stories.
Okay, how about the Halloween? Not really a holiday for you?
I did, as I thought, a very scary makeup. It was a party here at Symphony, but then people started making compliments to me that I look actually beautiful rather than scary. That's why it was not really the purpose achieved.
You look beautiful today, and we are so happy to have you on the show. Yes, this next one here is, never have I ever laughed so hard I cried.
Many, many times, and that's why I say hello to Luda Mazhirina if she is watching our today's show. That was our main and biggest problem at the university, because we started laughing, for example, at a class of, I don't know, English language or literature, and it was a very stupid reason, and we couldn't stop. The teacher was calling us to answer questions, to report on the homework and so on, but we were not even able to squeeze a word. We were laughing so hard. And the worst thing happened when our group mates were supposed to deliver a speech in front of a big audience, for example, and something happened and we started laughing. So these people failed to deliver their speeches. We spoiled all the possible performances of our group mates. People and teachers were throwing our butts out of the classroom because of this laugh. We were crying. We were not able to speak. So laughter, I would say, is my enemy rather than my friend.
I am so happy you laugh sometimes, at least in these tough times for all of us here in Ukraine. Okay, here comes the next one. Never have I ever stayed in my pajamas all day.
Every other day, I guess.
Well, you work from home a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
Those are the advantages of the virtualization for Symphony Solutions, right?
Half-dressed pajama also works, I guess. Here you look really professional, even with the makeup, but then in the bottom you actually can wear some trousers. So, of course, I do.
Okay, here's my favorite. Never have I ever walked into a room and forgot why I went there.
Not that I can recall anything like this, so I hope that I'm still quite young and my memory works fine, so no.
But with so many projects on your plate, I thought that may have happened with you. Okay, here's next one. Never have I ever pretended to understand a joke, but had no clue.
Always. That's a problem that I have, because I am always trying to be very polite to people, maybe even sometimes too polite and not to offend them. That's why I even like not only pretend I understood, but I can laugh, which is not very fair towards these people. And I understand this, but yes, I did many times.
You are such a sweetheart, Ira.
Sometimes.
Honestly, thank you very much. This was Never Have I Ever with Iryna Gavryliuk. We've been warmed up a little bit, and we have another tradition here. That's the time for the quick questions. These are the questions that we want for you to answer those as soon as the question is asked.
Okay.
Actually, like immediately. Well, the answer doesn't have to be short, but just answer whatever pops in your head right after you hear the question. Here's one of the most popular ones. What's the worst thing that you ever did while online meeting when your camera was off?
My camera was off. I'm very boring here, nothing. I might be busy with some things that I have to do at home or some visits to other places, but I'm still listening, but nothing really. I heard this question when you were asking other people, and I was thinking, did I do anything that I can actually tell about?
Anything crazy? No. Okay. What's the weirdest thing that you ever did to make money?
I think in our childhood, we all were, I don't know, workers of the shops. And these were not real money. And these were the leaves from the trees. And I was all the time stealing things from my home, like spoons, forks, cups, whatever my mom doesn't see that I'm stealing, and we were selling this to people. Yes, me and Luda, again, hate the Luda machine. We had a huge box from a refrigerator, a huge one. So you can imagine we have this box put on both of us, and this is literally a walk-in box from the refrigerator because we are covered inside this box, and we are walking on the street just like this, place ourselves near a very big supermarket and make a window, and through this window we were selling something that we stole from our houses. I, for example, stole from my house to people. Not that we necessarily got any real money for this. Leaves from trees were also okay. But then another thing to shortly tell you, my first job was in the company that was selling ammunition to Eastern countries. These machine guns and artillery, something. So I was working as an interpreter. So I worked there for, I don't know, a couple of months and quit it because that was unbearable to understand and see what is going on and witness all of this. So that was, and I think it's a weird way to make money for me, at least.
Wow. We all wish that any fear goes away very, very soon. But other than that, I have never, ever laughed this much. And it's just the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I hope it come on.
So cool. Okay, here's another quick question. Name something that you are obsessed with right now.
That I'm obsessed with buying my new and first car. I actually even have a key already from this car, and probably half of the office already saw this key and knows that I am dreaming about buying a very specific car of a specific color, of a specific model. And I already even have a couple of guys that I need to visit in Kyiv and check this car and buy it finally, so that I can't sleep. I have all the dreams about this car now.
Oh, we wish your car runs really fast and well for so many, many miles and kilometers. And here's another quick one. If you had an unlimited supply of one thing, what would that be?
Money. And I heard a lot of answers also at this event that people were given, and all of them deserve huge respect, of course. But then Theo was the only one person who shares my views, right? Money. Because while doing all of this charity initiatives, helping the stray animals or some people in need that I also have in my hometown and so on, and all these children that are ill and they need to be operated on and there is always not enough money, it's all about money. I can actually give any help, buy any, I don't know, equipment for shelter, for hospitals, for everything that concerns animal well-being, for example, or welfare, only if I have enough money. Time I have, all of the rest of love or things that people usually name, I have, and I am full of this, but money definitely will solve a lot of problems.
Is there enough love in your life these days? Because we heard rumors.
That I give, yes. That I give to animals and my relatives, yes. If I receive,
you are given. Okay.
Question.
Okay, and here's the really quick one. What do you want for birthday?
Well, it's a difficult question, as you can see, for me. Every birthday that I had last year's, I either order food for cats and dogs or donations for cats and dogs. This year, I asked everyone to bring food for cats, because then I transferred it to my hometown and to some volunteers there. So probably this will always remain my wish for birthday.
Oh my God, you're the sweetest.
Well, that's because, as I said, either money, and this money will be spent on exactly the same thing, or food. Yeah.
Wow, what a wonderful person you are. Okay, thank you very much. And we're moving on to these big questions. We were discussing topics that have been announced in the announcement of the event. And we are diving into some really, really good stuff. So this first question obviously is about your beautiful, brilliant career. You've absolutely rocked the corporate world. Obviously, you've been with the Symphony Solutions for 8 years. You've been promoted 5 times. Can you share some key moments or experiences that have fueled your success at Symphony Solutions, please?
Yeah, actually, this 5 times is a number that should have been even funny, I guess, because it's taken from one of the 360 which I got here at Symphony Solutions from the so-called constructive feedbacks. Because I read from someone that she's been promoted 5 times. How can that be? And I was like, okay, even I don't know how many times I was promoted here, so it might not be even a relevant number. It can be lower or higher. I haven't counted, but yes, my journey with Symphony has been long, and this is my 8th year here. And it's been very adventurous, and that's what I call the beauty of Symphony. And that's what I tell the newcomers when we have our NEO program, when I introduce Symphony to them, right? So if you enter Symphony, if you have enough of desire to try different roles, to reveal your talents in different directions, then you will always be given this opportunity here. So I started once at Symphony as a operations planning, basically someone who was responsible for people distribution between existing projects and also their planning for the upcoming opportunities. And I was cooperating a lot with Theo, because Theo used to be our main source of new clients, and a lot of clients came to Symphony, I guess, also thanks to Theo. And we were working together with Theo doing this task. Then Oleg joined, and that's big kudos to Oleg if he's watching us. So Oleg was always supporting me. He's our former chief operating officer in all my ideas, what I would like to become. And then I said, okay, we have a recruitment function, and this recruitment function consists of 4 people, and it's not working properly. So maybe we should try to introduce some, I don't know, agile, Scrum, and SAFe principles there, scaled agile framework. And we did. And we actually built a very big team, and that was a very successful year. So we hired many, many people. I guess it was around 280 or something like this. So that was a very nice experience. Then from this support function, I switched to business, and exactly at the same time, I appeared in the situation when I didn't have any HRs. Suddenly, all the HRs left. And I have a big unit now, and I don't have people partner ladies. And I took on this role as well. And Paulo Novikov definitely remembers how we were solving different conflicts and doing lots of things. So trying on different roles, different approaches, then communication with different types of clients from different industries. So that's something that this company gives you if you have a will. If you feel like you will cope, even if you don't cope, you know that Theo always says you are allowed to do mistakes, but you just have to learn from these mistakes. So yes, the journey was super interesting and exciting. I used to be a badass, much worse personality as I am now. I think I improved in time also because
this is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a surrounding that I really like. Yes, there were really difficult times, right? When you get disappointed, when you also feel sad, and I cried many times in this company as well. But then afterwards, I received such a huge support, and most of my friends work here. So it's not only about 8 years of work, it's also about 8 years of work and life.
Friendship, right?
Yes. And friendship, yes.
Incredible. Well, big kudos on whatever you've done for the company, because that's a lot.
It feels like a lot as well. I mean, it feels like a lot for me, for my personal development also. So yeah, that's a big thank you for our leadership team as well. It changed a lot. There were a lot of different people with a lot of different expertise. So it's a nice adventure.
Beautiful. Well, speaking of your experiences throughout these 8 years, of course, we have announced this, and we all know that Amsterdam is a beautiful city. It has its, let's say, unique charm. So the question is, could you please reveal that one of the most intriguing and unforgettable stories from your client's visit in this picturesque city?
Well, yeah, some of the people who've been with us longer know the story, I guess. So guys, pardon us for telling it once again, but those who don't enjoy. Yeah, Ola Popovich will kill me definitely because this story involves Ola as well. Yeah, so that was not quite a client visit, but we, you know, that our company, we also try to live by agile principles, and that's why we had some of the artifacts from SAFe implemented, and we still have it in our leadership process. And that was one of the PIs, product increment sessions, when we went as leadership team to Amsterdam. And we were working during the day, like from early morning till late evening. But then in the evening, there was a nice group of people. Also, Srinat was there. Srinat is our formal chief financial officer. That's a guy that lives in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam as well. So we were thinking what to do in the evening. And we, of course, had some plans for dinner, but then after dinner, it's Amsterdam. Come on, we need to do something interesting there. And me and Ola, I don't know if where we heard it. I don't know, Valentina, maybe it was you who told us this, that you once attended it or something.
How many people involved?
a lot, but you know what? A lot of people subscribed first to go with me and Ola for some interesting experiences, but then in the end of the day, it was only me and Ola and Srinat who said, look, ladies, I would probably even support your visit to this establishment with corporate money. So I will buy you a ticket. And the ticket was not so cheap. It was something like 60 euros or something like this. I don't remember exactly. But that was what? Sex theater. So I remember myself, Ola, and Srinat. So this you understand, someone who is, you know, older than me and Ola, like maybe 20, maybe 30 years. I don't know. Sorry, Srinat, if I'm overestimating your age. But that was quite an awkward feeling because we were silent for half of the road with Ola because no one knew what to tell. And then we came to this theater, and this was already clear that the queue is super big. There were a lot of people that wanted to see the performance. And we were standing in the queue, and then me, Srinat, and Ola, and then a guy comes up with a lot of candies. And these candies were what
Spiced up?
word?
Spiced up?
No, maybe it was, but the form it was.
The shape.
Man's place, I would call it like this. Like a man's organ, and me and Ola, we were girls. It's okay to put a candy like this in your mouth, but for Srinat being a guy, that was quite a challenge, and we were already laughing quite a lot because we still had a lot of this candies. It didn't even look like this, you know, like the real one. And then we were standing and waiting, and then we entered this theater, and that was like, you know, a usual theater, and there is a big stage. And I was like, okay, nothing is happening there on the stage. Let's take a seat. And we took a seat with Ola, and then the performance starts. I'm not sure if all the details are for this meeting, but
I don't think so.
but the conclusion is that me and Ola were super bored watching all the performances changing each other, and were super disappointed for the money wasted, and that it was so artificial. And so the only thing I liked a lot, and guys, if you like music like I do, like something like Guano Apes or Rammstein, then you should definitely visit, because after this performance, for some sex scenes on the stage, Rammstein is associated for me now with a very interesting activity. So yeah, that was nice experience. And that again says that apart from, you know, being super serious, concentrated on figures, doing these presentations and achieving results, we still had some freedom to, you know, to use the time and have some extraordinary experiences.
That is so extraordinary.
Exactly. Of course, weed was also there. I will not hide it. We are all new, normal human beings, even in the leadership team, right? And there were some guys from our team that were flying in the plane, or there was a guy that was, you know, issuing tickets in the tickets machine like 10 times, and then we all were packed with tickets like this. And I was every 5 minutes in the train from Amsterdam to our hotel asking Dominica, we had such a chief people officer, and I was, Dominica, how much time is left till hotel? She says 15 minutes. Like 1 minute passes and I'm again, how much time is it left for hotel? And she said, you asked me literally every minute. And I was doing the presentation the next day, just so that you understand, guys. I came on this evening, I came back to my room, and I was still under this effect. And I was not able to understand if I am in the room or I am already in the bathroom. So I was really not sure if I should take a bathroom there. And next day I again was feeling not okay. This was my first and last time when I tried something like this, and I understood that it's not for me, definitely.
Well, that's an extraordinary story. So,
Yeah,
well,
nice.
then my next question will be about, you know, flying high. About
Yeah.
the heights. How literal is that? So you've been described in this in our announcement as a fearless pilot with a fear of heights, which is quite incredible. So how did your passion for flying take off, and what's the most exhilarating aviation experience you've had? And is it true that you are really afraid of heights, yet having a pilot's license?
Yeah, that's true. I am really afraid of heights. If, for example, you live on some, I don't know, 16th, 17th, 20th floor, for me, it will be very difficult to approach the edge. So I will not be able to look down. Yes, I really, and the older I become, the more grows the fear. But in distant 2017, because that has been always my interest, planes, airports, and my father, he has a parachute at home, and he was always like interested. Lera's father, Lera is my sister, he also constructs small planes, like he participates in these championships in Ukraine and also abroad. So that has always been an interest of our family. And in 2017, I was given a present that was a certificate to try like this small single piston plane. Yeah, it was 2017 single engine piston plane. Yeah, that's how it was called. I remember that I was like, what the, like, seriously, I need to even know what the plane has inside, to fly. And that was an adventure for me, because when I came to that establishment that was that issued the certificate, it's near Lviv, and it has several planes to choose from if you would like to have this short 1-hour flight. And first they instruct you how the plane works, what to do when you will be flying, and so on and so on. And I really got super excited. I tried, and I was flying together with the instructor for 1 hour. And that was, for me, a remarkable experience, because he was doing a lot of tricks. And that was really interesting to see how he deals with all this
The tools and
buttons and tools inside the plane. Yeah, and I back then had a dream, okay, someday I know that these guys have courses for PPL, a private pilot license. And I said, okay, now back then it costed quite a lot. So I decided, okay, in several years, probably I will also pass this course. And then 2023 comes, it was the beginning, okay, decides now we can't fly because of war, right? And we are forbidden to fly. Any small planes also can't take off, basically, even. So I decided, okay, even without flying, I will see if I can actually learn the theory and see how it works, the whole system, right? All these regulations, all these laws, and pilots, they have a very special community in Ukraine. All this atmosphere in their clubs, and also when they meet for these shows, it's an unforgettable thing. So I decided, okay, maybe I'm stupid enough even not to understand how to operate a plane. So let's see. And I attended the courses at the beginning of this year, and that was successful in terms of theory. Then you have to pass the exam, and then after exam you've got to fly for 42 hours in 2 years, which is not, unfortunately, possible in Ukraine now. So I'm waiting, like every one of us, when war ends, and I will be able to fly.
Wow, but there's a lot of men out there in the aviation industry.
Yeah.
How was it with the gender equality? Any interesting stories behind that?
Oh, yes. A short story, but sad and interesting at the same time. So yeah, I was the only one woman in my group. So of course, instructors, those guys even that give you this theoretical knowledge, they also are men. And some of them are quite like senior, I mean, like in their 60s. And I remember myself sitting in this group, listening very attentively. And I understand that, judging by my facial expression, it might seem that I don't understand everything that he was talking about, especially when he was talking about engines and everything. But then he was never looking at me. And I thought, okay, maybe it's a problem with this guy, or maybe like, I don't know, he's just used to this because he's older, maybe some, I don't know, Soviet Union rules when he was taught in the university. So I was all the time trying to catch his eyes and make him look at me because I'm also here present. But then when the second instructor came, he did exactly the same thing. And that was quite interesting. They are not, used to having women in these groups. And probably there is a stereotype that women do not understand how, like, these very technical issues and this mechanics and everything, and that's why they don't deserve enough of attention. But I said, look, guys, I have a will and a desire to know more, and I will definitely be flying. Believe me, there was nothing in my life when I wanted it that I didn't conquer it. So I will like spend hours learning, but I will do it. So that was a bit of gender inequality, I guess, in this group that I can observe. Yes.
Wow. Well, I think that this piece will be cut off of our show and will be posted in the She community on Viva Engage. That is so inspiring for all of the girls.
I even had some photos, but I know that we might be a bit running out of time.
We're good with time. If you have photos, we would be very happy to see those.
And you will be helping me, Bodya, because I'm not sure if it will, you will tell me if you see now my screen. Do you?
We do, yes.
Okay, so I will show you how it all looked, right? So that was the first invitation that I got, or this big certificate, right, that I got. So that was the plane that really allured me, and I said, okay, if it looks like this, so nice, then I definitely am for it. Yeah, that's another picture. So that's me in the plane. That was the trip. Yeah, it's called Technam. It's a very small, the single engine piston plane, one of the best choices for, I don't know, affordability, also probably also some economical operation, distance, and fuel. And yeah, this is my instructor, and I met him in 2017, and I was super excited to meet him again when I was passing this courses this spring. Yeah, and this is the plane and how it looks on the field. So this is grass, and it can take off and land from this grass, right, from the ground. Basically, you don't need to have anything specific for it.
Well, let me clarify this. Were you alone, just by yourself in that plane? There's no instructor behind you or next?
No, you have to fly with the instructor for, even if you have completed the theoretical course, for at least 11 hours. And then on the 11th hour, you can be allowed to fly yourself. But so that you pass the exam, you've got to do 10 takeoffs and 10 landings. And I bet this number equals each other because, yeah, and then one hour flight alone, and that's how you pass the exam.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that was nice.
Well, landing to the ground then. Thanks for this really inspiring story about you being a pilot, you being the only woman in the group learning how to fly and everything. But landing down to the ground, I want to talk about you being, we call it the advocate for the animals. And we know you have 6 cats in your house. Well, so obviously you have this beautiful big heart for our furry friends, and thank you for doing all that, of course. So tell us more about your private charity initiatives. We know there's a lot, and the whole story behind your love for animals.
Yeah, that probably this love to animals has been with me from my early childhood. If you ask my mom, she will always tell you that I was bringing cats and dogs home all the time from the street. And Luda, since Luda is my best and lifelong friend, she will always tell you how many animals we rescued together with her. Yeah, so that was love, and I always had a cat at home with my parents. But then when I separated, I started having some, more serious charity initiatives. And when I started living like alone, I rented an apartment, I mean, without any roommates and so on, I said, okay, now I have a chance to rescue animals from the street, not like this people who have 100 cats in one apartment. No, definitely not. But to give a chance to live a normal life to someone who's crippled, for example, and has been suffering the whole life, being on the street, being stray, that was always my life purpose. They say there are two important days in your life, one when you were born and the second one when you understood why. And I guess both happened to me because I understood why. And now I do have 6 cats rescued from the street. And I also am trying to work with different shelters in Ukraine, in different parts of Ukraine. Because I was just preparing this presentation, and for those guys who would love to also see what the situation looks like and how the situation looks like in Ukraine with stray animals, I have prepared at least those shelters that I help. And I know that a lot of Symphony guys donate part of their compensation, and we spent it on, it's gone, this amount of money, it's gone in the first day when we receive it together with compensation. So it ends up on my card, and I only have screenshots when I send this money to different shelters that I trust for specific purposes. So I have it maybe 2,000 photos in my phone, and half of them will be screenshots of this transactions and thank you words from these shelters, because the situation in Ukraine is really very bad. You all remember this flood in Kakhovka this summer, right? And I was personally devastated because I knew how many animals were left and they drowned. I knew that there are a lot of abandoned animals from people that left that region and left animals behind, and that they are suffering already without food, being injured and so on. But with this flood, I was personally mentally killed. I spent all the money that I had on all possible donations. And I remember myself and Ksenia talking at one point where we mentioned to each other that actually we are totally running out of money because of these donations personally. So I try to improve the situation as much as I can for shelters, for different very difficult operations for these animals in my hometown. And it's one of the poorest regions in Ukraine. It's Chernihiv region. We have a lot of problems related to stray animals. And from time to time, I buy this, wooden huts, houses for dogs, for shelters. Like last month, I bought around 12 or 15, and my father is always like, Ira, because he needs to take all of them to his car, bring to different shelters, and then distribute. Then that's
the logistics.
Yeah, logistics and everything, because the problem is huge, guys. And I really encourage you all. I understand we all donate a lot, support army and so on, but not to forget about our furry brothers and sisters, right? And help them also. There is a funny moment in the story. Lots of Symphonians have now cats brought by me. And I even was putting the names. I got one for Kirilo Klimakov. Zhenya Sidorenko, if you are watching us, has 2 cats from me. Natalka Kopets has one, and I'm considered to be the godmother there. Then Maria from your team.
Yes.
Some guys from OMP team. Then team as well. And some of the guys that are not now working for Symphony, all of them have at least one rescued cat from the street, and I don't plan to stop. Plus, I really am grateful to our company, because when we had our older part, we had big cages where we were able to, so to say, host temporarily cats that needed help. And we always support it. And you know that we have a lot of animals near the office. We buy food for them every month. We sterilized some of them. So we do a lot of these things and try to support it. And just to support my words for you guys with some nice pictures, I will do it like this. Yeah. Nice one.
We're gonna cry now.
Yeah, it's I will call them by names. This is Bonya, Bruno, Milka, and Mikey. All of them have their own beds, as you can see, but you can see that they don't use them. They use actually tables where I have my dinners, breakfasts, and have my guests. They are sleeping there, they're eating there as well. So this one is also a bed on washing machine. This one is very nice, and that's how I support our local manufacturers of cat houses. It's Beta. And these are the guys that are eating on my table. Bonya, Bruno, Bonya chilling and having some relax. And this is Tori. This is cats rescued from nearby the office. She has only one eye. Yeah, so it's really sad. And these are the shelters, guys. As you can see, all of them are situated in different parts of Ukraine. Kyiv, Dnipro, Mirnograd is a small town really on the front line. It's like 70 kilometers away from Bakhmut. And the guys have around 300 animals. So in case you would like to help, these are the names of the Instagram pages, like Kryvyi Rih, Kharkiv, Kyiv, Lviv, Odessa, Ivano-Frankivsk, Kamenets-Podilsky, like they are all trusted by me. I know how they work, that no money is spent on extra things apart from animals. So in case you would like to help more, you can always use these names.
Wow. I think we can do the following. We can put that after in comments to this video, or you can guys just reach out to Ira if you want to help. And there's always a chance, because there's a small little box on ERP where you can donate. There's always a possibility to help if you have a heart big like Ira's. Wow, what an inspiration. Well, I'm touched by all these stories with the four paws and the furry friends of ours. And they all look beautiful, and I hope they inspire you to every morning and night when you go to bed. But there's one other inspiration story about you that we all know, at least I do. I mean, you do look beautiful. You look stunning, not only today. And I was personally surprised to find out that you are lifting weights. Well, and that's another symbolic reason why we called you the heavyweight champion of our company in the title to this show. So what is your motivation, and how do you maintain this level of dedication to sports?
Yeah. That's a very interesting question. See, there are people that I mentioned so often during this event, and that's again about my friend Luda, that you all know, that used to work for Symphony as well. So when COVID started, we started exercising in our office. You know that in our old premises, we have this yoga room and the weights, small weights and so on. So we decided, okay, some people will gain weight during COVID times. We will be like witches, and we will lose weight after COVID. And we exercised every day. And it was really nice because, you know, the body looks much better and the quality of your body is also much better. And then you will not allow yourself to have bad habits because they will influence what you are working on so hard. But then COVID ceased a bit. And I was thinking about alternative ways how to deal with sport. And I decided, okay, maybe it's time to try some, attending some gym. And I found a gym which is situated here in Lviv on Zelena, and it's called Go Hard. You can go hard or you can go home, And there, accidentally, I met a very interesting trainer. It's a girl, and she is also participating in Europe and the worldwide championships for powerlifting. And of course, her main task was always to teach me powerlifting, right? I can't even say it's a normal, super great powerlifting, but I'm definitely moving towards bigger goals. And when I started, I remember my pictures like 30, 40 kilos, this deadlift or, squats. And I was so proud of myself. I was even putting here in my notebook these weights that I was doing. And it was 30, 50 max. And I was super. Now it's 110, 120 for the deadlift, this sumo deadlift, then for squats.
Can you believe it, guys? Man.
Yes, they don't believe it even when I'm doing this next to them in the gym. They are doing, guys, just don't get offended. I'm not trying to say anything bad about men, but sometimes it happens so in the gym that I'm next to a guy who struggles to work with, 80 kilos, and I'm like working with 120 kilos. And it's like, okay, nice. Yeah, I even have also some pictures. So what, I will show you the pictures later, but why I'm doing this, right?
Yes.
Because I like when every time a new goal is stated, so that you are always working towards something very difficult and something that you still can achieve if you work hard. Plus, that is a story of my life. I'm always competing with men. And I'm like, okay, guys, you think that women are not so strong. Let's see. So, and I decided to do this. Of course, apart from exactly powerlifting, we do a lot of different exercises, right? And it's not only about this. I will just show you how it
This
looks.
was, by the way, another piece for the She community.
For She community?
Yes. Did you know there's a She community?
Of course.
Yes. So I believe they will use that as well.
Yeah. So that's, look, guys, just to show you a bigger picture. Yeah. So that's me in my favorite, as you can see, fitness club, Go Hard. And yeah, that's, you don't see probably the weights, but it's around 100 or something like this. That's not the last result. Look at my face.
That's a lot.
And I like on purpose introduced this photo here because it's not easy, believe me. Then you also have to work on this technique because you can hurt your back, you can also hurt the wrists and so on. So you've got to be very careful with this, but judging by my facial expression, I think it's clear. It's not easy. These are the squats. And she is always supporting me. This is my trainer, Darina. Yeah, and this weight was several months ago. I just don't have super fresh photos, but we are now doing exactly the same weight, even for zombie squats. I never knew what zombie squat is until she said, today we are doing zombie squats. And I was like, this is probably like here, you have this weight and you do like this, you hold it and it's nice. But then she said, no, Ira, zombie squats, where you have to put your hands here and all the weights are just laying on you and you can't move. You've got to be super organized to do a squat. That was one of the most difficult squats I did in my life. This zombie one, but definitely it teaches me also discipline, that you have to be super concentrated, focused on achieving the result.
Wow. Jesus.
So if you guys would like to join, then you are more than welcome.
Oh wow! Well, there's another sport that you admire, and that's Formula One. I'm very sorry, but I think we were going to have to skip this topic. The only
Mhm.
thing I will definitely have to ask you, speaking of speed and the adrenaline, how did you crash into your future boss at a hotel? What is that story about?
Yeah. Also speed. I am not sure if you Teo remember this story, but yeah, that was an interesting one. Because our first interview, so to say, I'm saying so to say because we spent on work-related topics probably much less time than we spent on life-related topics with Teo. So we first met in Kiev, in President Hotel. I would like to remind you, Teo, if you are watching us. And that was a super interesting meeting, which lasted from 8 a.m. in the morning till 12 p.m. Like afternoon. And that was a very interesting, very deep topic where Teo saw my tattoo, which says self-sacrifice. And I did it for animals. And that was the first moment, aha moment, when I was talking to him. And he was brave enough, seeing me for the first time, to say, maybe self-sacrifice is not the proper word combination. Maybe compassion would be better. And I was like, seriously? I didn't think about it. And if I did, then probably this word would not be here even. So yes, that was a very remarkable meeting for me. And for me, I'm not sure about Tao, but for me, definitely. And that was the point where I understood that your boss can have a human face, not only being someone that you report to and you are scared of, but someone that is interested in you as a personality as well. Yeah, so that was the first interview. Then we had a couple of more interviews for also probably 2 hours each, which was always an interesting conversation. And that's how I got to Symphony. That was a long journey.
Wow. Switching gears, I'm excited to announce that Ira, our guest, is happy to answer your questions as well. And not only answer the questions, but Ira has something really special for someone who asks the most interesting, the most exciting, maybe the most tricky one. So you are now more than welcome to ask your questions down in comments on YouTube, please. And for the most interesting, the trickiest, the most exciting, the funniest question, Ira is going to give what?
Yes. Since we forgot about this, I was in rush choosing actually. I saw the tradition and I did not want to break this tradition. I saw that people usually give out books, right?
Oh, that's so nice of you. Yes.
Yeah. So one of my favorite is Why Nations Deteriorate, Чому нації занепадають. It's for Ukrainian audience. So guys, all of them are in Ukrainian, but if the question that I will have will be from someone English speaking, I of course will buy exactly the same in English. I just didn't have time. Then
and you will maybe deliver it in person.
Yeah, it's
because you travel a lot. Yes.
Of course I do. Yeah, so this one and this one is super interesting. That will give you a lot of insights.
Can you bring it a little closer to?
Yeah, it's see, because of the background, it's difficult to show it to you. Maybe like this.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's the first one.
The second one is also stone face black heart. It's one that produced a lot of impression on Oleg Dugin and myself. So definitely, if you would like to follow, I'm sure one of the recommendations of our former COO as well, and my personal, that's how to, these are the rules of war. I mean war at workplace, when you are triggered to participate in different conflicts and how to behave and so on. So this is a big philosophy of ancient warriors that will help you achieve success and stability in your professional life. And illusion of knowledge. This is also one of my favorite books by Stephen Sloman. Why we never think when we are alone. So yeah, these are basically self-development books. Yeah.
And you have very well developed yourself, and not only because of those books. So we have at least 3 books to be given from our wonderful guest, Iryna Gavryliuk. And if we have questions, we already do. Well, here's a joke from someone, from Volodymyr, I guess. Yeah, that a cat could have been given the most exciting question. But no. Yes, here's another recommendation from Volodymyr Dorosh for Ternopil. He suggests one of the shelters. It says Noyev Kovcheg Ternopil. But speaking of questions, this one is from Ivana Dianovska from Macedonia. If you could have one of your 6 cats join you at work for a day, which one would it be and why?
They are like my children. It's like asking me, who do you love more, this child or that child? Or who do you love more, my father or mother? They all 6, if I'm working from home. Guys, didn't you see it? They are always walking here, typing my keyboard and so on. So I would not take anyone definitely to the office here, because I'm not up for torturing them and stressing them out completely, but they all participate in my work every day. They sometimes are showing their butt to the camera, probably depends on the topic of the meeting. They are showing my emotions from time to time. So they are active participants of every working day that I have.
So you are using them instead of emojis, light emojis.
Ksenia, now, Ira, we are now seeing only the butt of your cat, so that you know.
Okay. Well, but that's a beautiful question, by the way, from Ivana. Thank you very much. If you have other questions, Ivana, just drop them down in comments. And here's another very exciting question from Sofia Savka. Ira, what will be the next extreme thing you want to do, try after pilot courses?
Well, it's still an extreme thing because I haven't done the practical part, right? But the second one, extreme for me, I told you I'm buying a car now, and this is a very fast car. So I'm now taking the courses also for extreme driving, where my instructor says that she notices that I like speed. That's where Formula One comes, one of my interests. And she's saying at one point of time, the speed will play against you. So I will definitely try to learn more of extreme driving. And I was even putting here, what if I will attend some, car racing, even on a car that I will buy. So that will definitely be another extreme for me, saying car
well,
racing.
Anyhow, please be careful with that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you do, okay? That was a question from Sofia Sapka. We have another one from Inna Home. Could you share any insights that you got from talking to clients or doing presentations?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I really like doing presentations, public speaking, everything that is related to it. I feel easy. It's not a problem for me. I was always doing this at the university and was winning some championship even. So that's what I really like. But when I am talking to clients, doesn't matter what the topic is, I always try to be as not super professional focused and super, dry, so to say, like just someone from a symphony delivering a piece of information. I'm always trying to joke, to show my human face, to be very close to them. That's why I have pretty close relationships with my clients, because it's always an atmosphere where we can share some personal insights together with each other, where we have a chit chat that is not a chit chat because we don't know and feel awkward how to start a meeting, but no, because we are really interested in getting to know more about each other. So it will always, that's what I tell my sister Lera, because she started her career, always try to be a bit closer to your clients, a bit more human to your clients, not only a function at Symphony that is supposed to deliver some updates and figures. That's the first and main thing I would recommend. All of the rest of the things, always, guys, be very precise with figures. Never show that you disagree inside your team so that the client doesn't know that something is going wrong in your team. For the client, you always have to have a professional face, as if you all agree on the decision that was made and support each other.
Wow. Well, that's a lot of knowledge to be shared. Thank you very much, Ina, for this beautiful question. Ox Rachel, someone on YouTube who has this nickname. The question is, if you were a superhero, what would be your superpower?
Well, I was thinking about this, and that's the point where I probably can even cry. I would definitely, it's a very selfish desire, very selfish. I would like to be able to bring people and animals I miss back to life. And if this can be or cure their diseases, definitely, because I can stand anything in this life, I guess, and overcome any problems and issues and be like a soldier, whatever. But when people and creatures that are very dear to me suffer or die, this is the biggest trauma. So to be able to bring them back would be definitely the superpower I would like to have.
Oh, wow.
To cure them.
That is sweet and sad at the same time. But yes, thanks for sharing. Volodymyr Kubrysuk, once again, here's a question from him. Are you going to have a private plane?
Yes.
Or to work as commercial pilot?
No, commercial Volodya pilot is a different thing. It's not PPL, it's CPL. And you've got to study in the university, and it costs a lot of money. And the Boeing 737 is not for me, definitely. Oh, sorry, my mom is calling. So yeah, I will buy, because a good small engine for 2, 3, or 4 people, the single engine piston, Tecnam, for example, or Cessna, costs, guys, like a good car, like 40, 50, 60 and above 1,000 euros. So you can, working in IT industry, I think a lot of people can afford to do
so
this.
it's there on your wish list. Okay, we got it. We got you. Here's another question from Volodymyr Dorosh. What's the most relaxing part of your day?
The most relaxing?
Mm-hmm.
Probably when I relax together with my cats at home, when the work is done, and I have a big TV, so we lay on the sofa together with them when they ate everything I had at home, and watch something. So if you're talking about relaxing, the most interesting one is when I have the driving lessons with my instructor.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the question, Volodymyr. And here's another one from Yaroslav Liskovets. What is your best barbell bench press result? If more than mine, I will give you a book.
Well, bench press is not super something which I can boast of, because I do different types. So Yaroslav definitely know, with legs on the bench, legs on the floor, closer, more far the hands. So now it's, I guess, 60. And it's not, well, not the result that I would like to have, but that's the result, if you're asking.
Well, you can keep the book, Yaroslav.
It's
Iryna,
not, it's not a super small result, I should say, but it's definitely not where I would like to be.
well, there's a lot more beautiful results that you've shared. Konstantin Komarov, here's a question from him. Iryna Gavryliuk, in 2033, who you will be in the future? You in 2033, so in about 10 years.
Well, professionally, it's a question for me now that I'm discussing with my line manager, Ksenia, because it's a question even for me, what I would like to become when I grow up. Because to me, it seems to be that I'm now on the crossroads. I have some questions in this regard. So I don't have an answer here. So I am interested in different roles, and I from time to time also get tired from the communication with clients, and I would like to be more operationally focused on and have a more helicopter view. So that's about professional thing. I'm looking into more operational stuff rather than customer oriented. But I definitely would like to have a family. And I see myself as someone having a good partner, maybe finally, and at least 3 children. That's definitely the plan. The only one thing left is to find someone who will, support me in this. Yeah, but that's the most important, to be happy privately, because professionally I'm happy and I know what my questions are at this point.
Very good. We wish you to be happy, not only within these next 10 years, but for the rest of your life. And from me personally, to stay with Symphony Solutions. Yeah, Theo just texted me. There's 2 more questions. When do we expect you to come to Skopje? Cheers from Rista 17.
Rista. Yeah, I was in Skopje this summer. I'm sorry, guys, that I didn't tell a lot of people that I'm coming. I was with my sister and her mom, so it was not really possible to have some fun. But this is one of my favorite countries. The food, people, nature, everything. That's why I spent 2 weeks of my vacation in Macedonia. And of course, I plan to come over probably in spring, because Rista, those trees that you have in the center of the city, these sakuras, they are so beautiful in April that I can't miss it. So expect me to come in April.
Okay, April it is. Last question from Oля Kovachuk. How do you motivate yourself to achieve all your goals?
Well, Ola, fear is the best motivator. If you think of something that is of interest of you, ask yourself if you're afraid of it. If you are, then pursue, because that's where the biggest achievement lies. That's what will grow you always, because if you are afraid of something, it means there is something that you don't know, that you have high doubts about, and so on. So, and this will give you big growth. So if I take a look at any sphere of my life, am I afraid of heights? Okay, I'm afraid of heights, I'm learning piloting. If I'm afraid of speed, I need to counter, which I did. I am going for Formula 1 and extreme driving. So fear is my best companion.
Nice. Those were all the questions for today from the audience. You now have to choose who gets the books, or maybe some get their books, some don't. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around 8 questions. We've had a question from Ivana about which cat would you take with you to the workplace. We had a beautiful question from Sofia Savka. Yes, about what would you like to try to do next from Extreme. The question from Ina about clients and presentations. Communication with
Yeah,
clients.
Ina's question is
Great
definitely
question.
the winner. If it's Ina Gnatoska, then I actually know Ina and will give the book, right?
Okay.
The
Superhero, superpower.
yes, definitely.
Yes, then private plane question from Volodymyr. Relaxed, the most relaxing part of the day. Yaroslav Leskovets about the bench press. You in 2033 from Kostya. When do you come to Skopje? What motivates you from Olya Kovalchuk?
Yeah, I guess the one about the clients from Ina, right? Then the one that made me think what will be the next thing that I would like to do, extreme thing, right? It was probably from Sophia.
Yes.
And a question about that also made me think about my future self.
That one was from Kostya Kovalchuk.
Question.
Konstantin Komarov. Yes, Kostya, you get the book as well. All right. Last question. It's a tradition. What advice would you give to your 18-year-old self?
18-year-old self? To stop trying to please everyone around you. Definitely.
That's so good. That's such a great answer to this question in particular. And thank you very much for answering that many questions we've asked you today. You look gorgeous and you are such an amazing Symphony Persona live today on our talk show. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for sharing. We are privileged to have you at Symphony Solutions and on Symphony Persona Live.
Thanks, Vadia. Thank you, everyone, guys, who joined, who listened, who even listened up to this point. It means that it's important for me as it's important for you as it's important for me. I hope that you enjoyed it. You all know how to reach me out and ask questions that you might be interested in. Hope to meet you in the office here or in any other country where we have the office. And have a great evening.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, all of you, for watching us. Stay tuned for the next Symphony Persona Live and so many other things we do. For the next 10 days, starting tomorrow morning, we are going to be covering distance for a difference. So please involve your friends, family members. You can run, hike, cycle, swim, or even just walk. Remember to track all that on Strava. Thank you very much for this episode of Symphony Persona Live with the most beautiful Iryna Gavryliuk.